Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa, and if you are just clicking on this video or new around here, this is not going to be like my normal video, but I'm just going to get right into it because by now I'm assuming you saw the title of the video and that's why you clicked on it. So I am glad that you're here though, because I just really feel like this is something that I want to share with others, and I know I've enjoy isn't the right word, but I've benefited from watching others go through their journey as well. So let's just dive right into it. This week I thought for this video, whatever I'm trying to say, my husband and I are kind of going through a grief period, and I just thought I would share a week with you, kind of like a video diary, kind of like check in, share how I'm feeling and talk about why I'm feeling that way or what I'm thinking and what I'm doing about how I'm feeling and just kind of that stuff, and we'll just see where this week takes us. The reason why I feel this way right now, my husband and I just went through a disrupted adoption. So if you don't know what that means, it means that basically the process had started for an adoption. Paperwork had been signed. We were planning on it, and then and by the way, I'm gonna really keep some details very vague because I want to protect the parties involved and like their privacy and the story that I don't know. Like I really only know my side of this story, not the other side. But anyway, different states have different laws, and the state she was in, the mother that had signed the paperwork, she had a certain number of days that she could just change her mind and not give a reason. And so she did that. She changed her mind, and we don't have a reason. And part of that is like really hard that we might not ever have that reason. And so we're really doing a lot of we're clinging to the truth that God tells us in the Bible, and we're really trying to lean into that and like preach it to ourselves when we don't want to believe it. And so it feels like, if I just knew the reason, whatever, like it'd be better. But that could be a gift from God. We don't know like why. And apparently we don't need to know why. Like he hasn't revealed that to us. And whether we know or don't know, we're going to trust that God does know, and he is over all things. So anyway, yeah, and like, I guess I should back up even farther. So it was like 7 years ago that we started trying to conceive, and then at like 3 years ago, we found out we were completely infertile. And very quickly after that even, we were excited about pursuing adoption. And we still feel like this is the path for us. Like we are going to grow our family with adoption unless God closes that door. And so far, like we've been, like I said, like 3, maybe even over 3 years now, kind of going down that path. And this was, by far the closest we got. And anyway, yeah, I guess I don't want to share too many details about the specific family, and that's not really the point. And I'm guessing like a lot of you watching this video, I'm sure you didn't go through exactly the same thing I went through. But this is more just about like how we can deal with grief, because it doesn't really matter what caused the grief. It's more like how we process. So that's kind of all I have time for right now. I'm on my lunch break. I will say I set a goal for myself this week because I'm huge on like goals and like a checklist and going after it and blah, blah, blah. But this week I just do not have that in me, and I'm not going to set a goal just to feel discouraged about it. And motivation is really lacking right now in my life. But I also know I do not enjoy just staying in the depressed feeling and like just like feeling swallowed up by it. And so I am trying to kind of I call it like gently fighting depression. I'm taking little steps that I can and finding the wins where I can. And so this week I said one thing each day I want to do that I used to enjoy. Because as soon as we got the news, it was like nothing sounded fun. Like we don't want to go back to our old life. That sounds horrible. We wanted this new life that we were planning and hoping for. And so we're trying to find that balance of like living our life. If this is the phase that God has us in, we want to make the most of it and we want to enjoy it. And the verse is in my head, like, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So this day I can find joy in the Lord. So anyway, all that to say, today, my thing that I used to enjoy that I thought I would try was vlogging with you. So I need to get back to work. That's kind of a drag lately. I feel like the clock is going really slowly, and I'm like, I almost dread having to entertain myself or distract myself for like the whole rest of the day. I'll be like, what? It's only 1 o'clock? How am I gonna make it to bedtime? Like, it's kind of that feeling. Like, everything in life sort of feels like it takes a lot of effort right now. Like, making decisions, huge effort. Making dinner, forget it. I'm doing like the easiest dinners this week. Exercising, nope. I said I can walk, but I'm not doing workouts. So anyway, I gotta go back to work. I do caffeinate. I'm deciding to just be real and honest, and this is where I'm at today. I spoke with the vlog. That was this. So that was my thing today that I did, and I'm gonna count that as a win. I'm gonna get back to work with a little bit of caffeine to get through this afternoon, and I'm looking forward to tonight with my husband. We can talk more about that later, but oh my goodness, I'm so thankful for him in all of this. So that's where we're at today. I will check in later. Well, hello. It's just the next day, and I haven't checked in since basically like 24 hours, so I thought I would give you a little update. I mean, the days are going a little bit better. I'm not staring at the clock so much like I was when we first got the news, which was like days ago, but even like today I think is going a little bit faster than yesterday, and then hopefully yesterday went faster than the day before, you know. So that's good. I will say this week for eating and like cooking and stuff, that's usually my thing. I plan all of my meals. I mean, I basically plan every bite I will eat, and then I cook everything and all that. So for this week, I knew I just needed to survive. So we've done a lot of taco nights. In fact, last night was another taco night. Tonight, I think what I'm gonna do is just basically cook some like chicken breasts that I have on the stove, put some potato, like chop it up and put it in the air fryer for like some fries, and call it good. It is nothing, I'm not winning any awards for my cooking this week, but we are eating and surviving. Now for next week, I'm ready, I think, to get back to, I want to take that next little step and cook food. But today I decided to plan my meals, and I am only trying to think of meals that I want to cook, but I'm not yet worried about like the health of it all. So a lot of times I am usually tracking all of my macros, and like I really enjoy doing like gluten-free, dairy-free, watching my sugars, watching all kinds of things, and none of that matters right now. But I want to start easing into like cooking. So for next week, I planned easy recipes that I really like the food, because I thought that would be good. So even some of the recipes I haven't cooked in a long time because it has dairy, I thought, hey, maybe that will be fun for me to like get me excited about cooking when I don't feel like it. So that's what the plan is going forward. And I'm trying to remember too, because I do feel discouraged a little bit right now about my, like, I mean, I have not worked out in a while, and I just kind of feel it, and I feel like, ugh, I'm like soft and squishy and bloated. That's what it feels like. But it's like, I will get it back. That time will come. It doesn't have to be today. And so I don't even want to set that as like a goal, because I know I'll just be discouraged and I'll argue with myself and think, I don't want to work out today. And then it's like, I know I will get that back. I know it will come. I do. So it doesn't have to be today. So anyway, okay, I will check in later. Well, good morning. It's Friday, and I thought I would just get ready and chat while getting ready for work. Also, my skin is like freaking out right now. Part of it, I'm sure, is like the stress of the last few weeks, and then just all the eating bad and like probably poor sleep and like all the things. So that's kind of a good motivator when I feel like I'm lacking in motivation. I don't like how I physically like feel right now, and then definitely my skin, it's like, ugh, this is why I need to do better. So anyway, so last night, Chris and I kind of in the evenings this week have been kind of needing to get out of the house. Part of it is like our house, like every room is kind of like a memory of our hopes and our plans that we had for adopting. And so sometimes the house can be not the best place for us if we're feeling sad. And so every evening we've kind of tried to get out. We went to like a park the other night just to kind of walk around somewhere not in our neighborhood. And it's also good just to have those conversations and to give ourselves time to really make sure we're communicating. You can hear my dog trying to get in. And so last night we ended up going, we needed to get his sister a birthday gift. It's in a couple weeks, but like we went ahead and got that. And then we had a free treat or dessert or something from Chick-fil-A. And so we enjoyed that. That was really fun just to give us a reason to get out, but it was free. So even better. Yeah, it's been a week since we got the news that she had revoked her decision. And I do think like we're feeling so much better. Sounds like a weird word to use. We're not feeling good, but we're feeling so much. I mean, if I look at how hard it hit us last week versus how we feel today, then yes, we're doing much better. I think that, I feel like grief kind of always feels the same when it hits you. Like we only were planning for like a week and a half or so to adopt this week. But when we got the news, like it hit us so hard. I feel like it just hit us just as hard as it would anyone else. But I do think we'll be able to heal maybe quicker than if it had been a different situation. I don't know. I guess I'm speculating here, but my skin is freaking out. So yeah, next week maybe needs to be a little better. I think I'm going to start working out again today. Whoops, sorry. So last night when Chris and I did go out and we kind of were able to talk a little bit and chat, we kind of realized we're kind of on the same page of like, we're sad about this specific situation. Yes, very much so. But the real kicker is just that we feel like we have nothing on the horizon to look forward to. Like it's just big, empty, depressing space ahead of us. And like, I know logically that's probably not true. Like there are things I can look forward to, but all the things that we were excited about, even for the last few months. So we booked a trip to Disney World for September, but that I don't think is going to happen anymore. So we're definitely currently not like hoping and planning for that. But then also like the adoption is gone. Chris has struggled with his running. And so he was going to really try and do a big like marathon this year, but then that went right out the window when we thought we would adopt. So that's kind of like, like he could do it, but like, oh, sorry. Thought there was a bug. There's not. We're good. So like the motivation for that is kind of gone. Sorry. It just feels like, I wish I could just like pour myself into the next thing and kind of distract myself, but there is no next thing. I will say too, last Thursday was going to be my last day of work because we were supposed to adopt on Monday of this week. And I was going to be done. So that was part of like, the good stress was for like the week and a half of like us getting ready and getting the room ready and like trying to line up, make sure everything was set at work so that we could be gone, and just a lot of that. And then the last week has been like that bad stress of like feeling, just going through the grieving. So altogether, it's definitely been a lot on us, probably physically and like emotionally and mentally. But this week has been tough. I like my job, but thinking that I was going to be done for such a great reason, and then this week having to go back every day, I've been kind of like, but that's okay. It's also very good that I had something to do all week, so that I wasn't just at home, like being bored and sad. So that was probably a really good thing too. I am a little bit nervous, speaking of that, about going into the weekend. Usually I'm so excited for weekend, and I think I am, especially for like some quality time with my husband. But it also feels like a lot of space and time that we need to fill and distract ourselves. And maybe that's the wrong attitude. Like maybe it's okay to sit in the sad, because that's when we kind of like talk about it and share how we feel and really like come up with some good truths to focus on. So maybe that's good. So I'm hoping that this weekend will be good and not too, I guess, I don't know. It's okay to feel sad. So if I do this weekend, that's okay. But I am hoping that we have some good quality time and can find things, because we loved our life before and we had so much fun together. It just doesn't sound as nice right now to go back to that when we were so ready for the next thing. But we got to find reason, like, to find the joy and to really enjoy the life that we have right now, because like it's out of our control to change it. Like this is what we have. This is where we're at. So this weekend, I guess we're going to try to make the most of the time that we have. So I'll see you later. Okay, so it's Friday afternoon. Today I'm feeling, I don't know, like kind of a little bit more optimistic or hopeful. And I can't tell if that's like denial. Like I feel optimistic and I want to lean into that. Like it's a good feeling. It's sort of like, it's like a little breath of fresh air after, like, you know how sometimes you don't notice you're breathing shallow until all of a sudden you get like a deep breath and it's like, oh, that's so much better. That's kind of what today feels like. And I want to lean into it instead of questioning it too much, like I feel a little bit more motivated, a little bit more optimistic that like I believe that something good is going to come. And I haven't really. I've kind of been like trying to tell myself and convince myself that like I can trust God with the future. I know that he has good things planned for me. I just don't see it yet and all of that. But today I actually am kind of letting it actually be true. And I just think, I mean, everyone says it, like when you see what actually happens, then everything else makes sense. And it's like you realize why. The funny thing is, like last week, I guess week and a half ago now, when we were planning to adopt, I really had that feeling. Like I felt like I didn't even care. I did not even care that we waited so long. Like, I'm gonna get emotional and I wasn't expecting it because I've been feeling good today, but I didn't care for 1 second that it had taken so long when I thought this was it. Like I really was like, who cares? Like this is the time. This is why it has to be now. This is okay. Like it was worth it for this moment. Which of course, that's kind of why we had this like roller coaster. Cause then we were like feeling so good, like so high to then like crash. But I also want to remember that feeling and be like, oh yeah, I will feel that way again. Like, I don't know. I really believe that. And I believe that I can trust that because I know that God has good, it's like, it's not like he gives us whatever we want. I'm not saying that. But I know, I'm trying to think of how to phrase that. It will be with purpose. It will have a purpose. This moment right now has a purpose. So I guess I don't know what I'm saying. I'm jumbling now. I'm all over the place. Let me start over. Okay, I don't know where I left off. I got too rambly, but basically, I am really believing it and not just telling myself to believe it, but I am actually believing it. So I think that's a good, like, a turn for the better in my, at least, like, mental state / like, my soul state. So anyway, I am going to actually work out today for the first time in 2 weeks, I think, 2.5 weeks maybe. So I'm not gonna break any records today. I might struggle through it, but I'm going to do it, and I'm proud of myself. And I realized that's a good feeling because I haven't really felt proud of myself. I've been sort of just doing like pity party, and I think this is gonna be good. And then I'm gonna enjoy, like tonight, I think we're gonna go out for dinner and it'll just be a fun time. We're gonna watch a movie, I think. I don't know. I'm feeling better, and so I'm not gonna question that. I'm gonna lean into it. That's where we're at today. We'll see how I feel later. I don't know. I'm a little bit more optimistic, but I also am not trying to think too much past today. Like, I really do believe when it says like, give us this day our daily bread. Sometimes the daily bread we need is like the energy to get through today, or like the strength or focus or whatever it is for this day only. And even like understanding, like I don't necessarily know what the future holds, but God has allowed me to like make plans for today. I mean, those are still in his hands too, so I guess I don't know what I'm saying, but like, right now I'm kind of like feeling optimistic, and I have the energy and motivation or whatever drive to do one workout today. So I'm not going to worry about like forever. I'm going to just focus on today and thank the Lord that he gave me that strength for today, and then trust that he'll meet me again tomorrow and the next day and the next day, you know? So anyway, okay, enough. Now I'm like procrastinating, so I really do need to work out. Good for me. I had a thought while I was working out, which is that, like, you know, I literally prayed that God would help me to feel better. Like, I didn't want to feel so heavy, and I haven't been working out. I've been having, you know, way too many treats and not eating my healthiest food that I know that I should eat. I've been drinking more caffeine and less water than normal. Like, all these things that literally help you to feel better. So, I don't know, that's just silly that I'm like praying for something but then not doing the work to do it, you know? And I just thought, you know, that's kind of ridiculous. I feel like there's the story of like the guy that's on a deserted island and prays that God will rescue him, and then a guy comes by with the boat and he's like, no thanks, I'm waiting for God to rescue me. And then I forget what happens, and then God's like, I sent you the boat, you know. I really butchered that. It's a better story than that, or joke or analogy or whatever the right word is. But anyway, that's kind of what I feel like. I'm like, why am I praying that God will help me to feel better and then not doing the things that like he's given us tools that help us to feel better? So working out is good. That's one of those things, and I'm glad I did that today. My goal is just to get back on track and get into the habit. If it's a habit, then I don't need as much motivation to do it. I just do it. So I think that's part of it. I gave myself a couple weeks. That's over now. So now I don't have to even think about it. I am going to work out. Okay. We'll see how that actually goes. Hey, hello. It's actually Monday. Sorry, I'm getting my lemon ready for my water. There it is. I had a great weekend, and I kept thinking I should pick up the camera, but it was kind of like, I'm having fun without the camera, and so I didn't want to, it's like I don't want to spook it, you know, like, sorry, come over here. It was like, if I'm enjoying myself and like we're having a good time, I don't want to mess it up. And so we did, and it's not to say that like every moment was great. I actually was thinking about this a lot this weekend. It feels now like I've entered the phase, all this little seeds, sorry. I've entered the phase where I have the choice each day. I could be sad, but I could also not be. And it's not an easy, like it's not automatic that I just feel 100%. But I kind of feel like I'm in between, or like I could totally give in to those feelings and be sad and be mopey. Like this weekend, you know, we had a great time, but we kind of, sometimes we'd be like, yeah, but we were ready for more. Like, we love our life. Don't get me wrong. We have a great, and I can't tell if those are seeds or if it's like mushy. Oh, it's seeds. Okay. Sorry, you guys. But like we love our life, you know, and we have a great life, and we're so thankful for that. And we love just the time, the two of us. But we've had almost we've been together now almost 10 years. We've had plenty of time, just the two of us, and there's nothing wrong with it. But like, we were so ready for the next thing, and like to bring a kid into the house and all that. And so there is that temptation to just be like, ugh, I kind of want to pout and be mopey and not enjoy this. But I also have the choice of like, or I can choose joy today. I can focus on like the positives, and I actually have that ability. Because when we first got the news about like that we were not adopting, that she had changed her mind, it didn't feel like a choice. Like, we just felt like we were almost like drowning in sadness or in grief. And we didn't know how to choose to be happy. It didn't feel like a choice. Like, even if we were trying to go through the motions of doing something, we weren't quite there emotionally, and you know, all of that. This weekend, it really felt like a turn. Like, we can choose to be sad, but we also had the choice to like lean into the happy. There was a lot this weekend where it was like, we'd almost like lean into it. Like Saturday we went to, I can try to put maybe some of the footage I got, but it was just on my camera. But we went to the farmer's market downtown Des Moines, which is great. It's a good one. And I was craving a coffee that they have there. So we got that. We had like, it was just kind of like, okay, now we're here and it's kind of fun. So let's lean into it. Like, we just decided to like walk all around, and we found a band playing that they were really good. And I was like, hey, I'm enjoying this. Again, it was kind of like the don't spook the feeling. Like, if I'm enjoying it, let's stay here. So we kind of parked it and watched the band for a long time. And then we're like, okay, like tread lightly, like let's go on. And then we were just having fun being out and doing some errands. And so we ended up leaning into that. We got lunch out, which, you know, not the healthiest choice, but it was, again, we're like, hey, it's kind of like a fun feeling when we haven't been light or having fun or enjoying doing stuff. And so when we finally were, it was like, oh, let's go. Like, let's enjoy this. Let's keep it going. Let's, like, you know, we don't want to go back and just be sad. And so, I don't know, that was a good feeling, because for a while we almost were avoiding feeling happy because it felt like such a betrayal to like everything we had gone through. But we're really in a much better place now. I'll share this in a little bit. But we started writing down like scripture and truths and things that we know and that we've been learning. And we're gonna put it all over the door to the bedroom, so that we are reminded of that. And it doesn't have to be this sad, horrible thing that we just like, it happened to us and woe is me. It's more like, hey, we can grow through this. Like, it's almost like empowering. Like, we can choose to have this be a momentum for us. Like, have this be a growth time and come out better and come out stronger. And yeah, I just feel a lot more optimistic today. Maybe I just needed a couple days off work and a really good iced coffee. I'm kidding. I'm like way downplaying the fact that like, no, it's God at work in my heart. So don't take that the wrong way. But anyway, it was a really good weekend. And now back to work. Well, hello. And I'm so sorry if you hear my dishwasher, but I like clean dishes. This is like way later. I think it's been a week since I checked in, or maybe it's been a week. Maybe it's been more than that. I meant to close this vlog out a week ago. I know that. And to be honest, I just kind of was waiting for like to feel better and kind of like wrap it up with a bow on it, which is silly. Looking back, I'm like, what was I expecting? I don't think I would have said that, but now I'm like, I think that's what I was thinking or hoping, was to be like, okay, like, and that's it. I did it. Like, I'm done grieving. And that's so ridiculous. And so, yeah, I would be feeling great, and then something would happen and I just kind of feel bad, or nothing would happen. Like, sometimes we would have a great day. we get in the car to come home, and all of a sudden I'm like, I just got really heavy again. Like I just feel, whoa. And he, like my husband would say the same thing, or like it would just hit him some mornings. He'd be like, wow, I just woke up really sad this morning. And then other times we felt great and like we were really having fun and we're enjoying that. And anyway, we did end up hearing back from the mom on why she did not place with us, and we don't need to get into it, but it just kind of like reset everything almost. Like I feel like I was taking some steps forward, and then getting that news just really like set us back a little bit, which I think that's okay. And I think that's grief. I think I've heard it said like grief is not, it's not like a linear process, right? You don't just move through the stages like this time, and then now you're good. It's like, we'll take a couple steps forward and then like a few steps back and then more steps forward and then whoops, we fall back in the, or you know, it's kind of all over the place. So I don't have wisdom to share. I'm just sharing my experience. I hope that's very clear by now. But speaking of wisdom to share, we've been really pouring into time with God and spending time in the Bible, because that is truth, and our head, especially right now, is filled with a lot of like lies or just what ifs or thinking or like, you know, all these ideas, and trying to focus on truth. And so what we did is we have written down Bible verses and some song lyrics even, and we put them on the door to the bedroom that was for our family. That bedroom door has kind of stayed closed a lot. And so we've covered it with truth. And then when we do open the door to go in there, we pray for the family. And, you know, we still do hope that someday that room will be used for our child or children. And we're hopeful for that, but even more powerful is the hope that we have in God, because that is true and that will happen. We don't really know if we're going to become parents someday, but we want to. But man, the hope that we have in God, that he loves us and cares for us and is faithful to us, like that's so powerful. So I'm just gonna wrap it up there and kind of show you the door and end on that note, because I think that's the best way to end this video, even though like, yeah, my grief might not be like tied up neat with a little bow and like, okay, it's done and I can close that box and put it away. It's not. It's kind of like, it's a part of me right now, and it's a part of us maybe forever that will always remember this experience, and hopefully we can come out of this stronger and better and like more in love with God and knowing who he is. So anyway, thanks for spending time with me this week. Especially like I imagine if you clicked on this video that you are also going through something. And so I feel for you, and I don't know, like I said, I'm not really sharing like wisdom. I just thought maybe to see someone's experience and just know that like you're not alone, that grief kind of hits everybody and it doesn't really matter. Like everyone has a hard thing they're going through. I'm learning that too. Like my hard might look different than someone else's, but everyone has something. Everyone's going through stuff. And the more we talk about it, I feel like then you see that and your eyes are opened and you realize like, wow, we're kind of all in this together. So, and that's a High School Musical song. So that's a great place to end. Let me show you the door and then I'll see you next time. Bye.